Howdy everybody. Welcome back to episode 5, I think, of our Let's Play series here. And today we got some plans. Today, I'm thinking we're going to kill the Ender Dragon. It's supposed to be for 1,000 subscribers, but at this point I'm closer to 2,000, so that is awesome. Thank you guys so much for that. I really can't say enough how much that means to me. All the support and all the love in the comments and everything, it has really touched my heart, and I thank y'all. So yeah, we're gonna kill the Ender Dragon today. We're gonna try to get Elytra, or Elytra, I think they're supposed to be pronounced that way, but I say Elytra. And we're gonna get some shulker boxes as well, hopefully. I did just enchant my armor up, so we got protection 4 and unbreaking 3 on everything, and then also feather falling on our boots here. Eventually, I'd like to add some more stuff to this, but I think that's good enough for now. It's good enough for the dragon. I also enchanted up our bow with power 5 in flame and unbreaking and infinity. But before we even go find a stronghold, I only have 7 ender pearls. I'm going to need a few more of those. These are just from killing endermen every once in a while whenever I see them. But the way I'm going to get the rest is we're going to go to the nether and we are going to be trading with some piglins. And as a note, something very exciting. The replay mod is actually now out for this version of Minecraft, so I have never been able to use it before. I've played around with it a little bit. So hopefully later on in the episode when I get to building some stuff, or if I want to put some cinematics earlier before that, we're going to be able to use the replay mod. I think it's also worth mentioning that last episode we did make a villager breeder and an inn to surround that villager breeder. There's a couple things I'm not exactly happy with the inn over time, so maybe today we'll fix those things. I'm not a huge fan of this whole section right here. I think this just looks a little busy and weird. It doesn't have a very good silhouette. So what I'm going to do to fix this is probably just make this roof taller, make that chimney probably a bit taller as well. And that'll just kind of obscure our view of the moon from this side, give the carrot a better background, and I think overall it'll just give it a nicer view from the side we're going to be approaching it from. So we'll probably fix that as well. I don't think it's going to be a big deal to fix. I think it's going to be relatively easy, actually. That's a plan for later in the episode. And then also, I'm thinking we're going to continue building with copper. At this point, I don't know how often I'm even going to be doing a build where there's no copper whatsoever, especially the not fully aged copper where you need to wax it. I do not have enough honey. I have a few beehives that I gather whenever I can, but I'm thinking somewhere in here, because I do want the path between the inn and my house to be somewhat populated, but not part of the little village, right? Or the town that we're going to be building. So I think a field with some bees and then an automatic honey farm would be nice just to have on the side of the pathway that I'm going to be putting here. So I think we'll probably build that today. I think that's just another piece of infrastructure we need to get in because, yeah, I like copper. I like to use copper. So honey is a necessity. And luckily those farms are really easy to build. So we'll be doing that later on. Alrighty, hopefully that replay mod thing was okay. I didn't get all the ender pearls I wanted. I only got 4, but I also got some blackstone, which is really nice. A soul speed 1 book, so eventually soul speed 3, I'm not sure if I'll ever use it, but who knows. Got a little bit of soul sand and some of these potions, which are nice because I don't have any nether wart somehow. So it's nice to have these. String, also nice, but yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit more gold, or I need to kill some more endermen because I would at least like 16, so about 5 more ender pearls. So I'm gonna go grab some more gold and then we will continue on. Alrighty, hopefully y'all enjoyed that little mining montage time-lapse thingy. I've had some fun trying to figure out the replay mod. So yeah, it's been fun. This is what we got. So I am gonna fortune these, and after I do that, I'll update y'all on how much stuff I actually get, and then we'll go trade the rest of our gold to the piglins. Then once we have all of those Eyes of Ender, I think it's time we go find that stronghold and we kill that dragon and we get our elytra and our shulker boxes, and the world will be so much more full of potential. And I think it's time we dig into that. Well, we're a little closer to our goal. I just killed an enderman. Let's see how many we got. 2 extra. Okay, not bad. But yeah, we are on our way to the nether now with our 43 gold ingots. And we'll just go ahead and see what we get. All right, I just gave him our last piece. So far, we have not gotten any ender pearls. Yeah, so we just have the 2 from the enderman we killed. That's fine. Alrighty, so I just filled up my inventory with the stuff that we're taking to the ender dragon. I'll make sure I'm not forgetting anything, but I'm gonna go with just 13 Eyes of Ender. I'm not thinking, hopefully I don't need more than that. If so, unlucky, I'm gonna take the risk. Some extra armor just in case, some blocks for end raiding and for pillaring up on the columns. Also, we're gonna need this. Bed to set our spawn, chest, golden apples, which I will be putting on my hotbar before we hop in. I think that's it. I am gonna install the the texture pack that allows you to wear the pumpkin and still be able to see. But yeah, after I do that, we are off on our adventure. And we're off. That way. Apparently they sink in water. I did not know that. All right, looks like we found our little place. Oh no. No, 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 no. Okay. Okay. What a great start. Let's light this up. We're gonna dig down from inside this little cave. So let's just go ahead and start digging. Alrighty, here goes nothing. Ooh, okay, and 1 left to spare. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. 3, 2, 1. Why am I like... I'm more scared of this than I am of Elden Ring, which is hilarious. Okay, let's go. Okay, we are on an island, which is not my favorite. Just want to make sure that's plenty thick for us. I'm gonna go in a little bit before I tunnel upwards. Okay, we are up. Now to focus on my archery skills, which are not great. Yeah. Too high. Okay, we got 1. 2. Ooh, first try on that one. Nice. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that was 6, I think. 6 or 7? 6. We're gonna go with 6. Can I just like sneak it in there? Yeah, I can. There we go. Finally. Are there any others? Oh, okay. Feather falling helped. This is the part I'm like really bad at. Getting some damage in. Honestly, you know what? I'm more nervous about the shulkers than I am about this thing. I think this is it. Oh. Oh. Oh, that was really bad. Feather falling saved my life right there. Where are you, lady? Meanie pants. Ooh, that was a nice shot. Let's try to get you dead. Come on, hitbox. Come on, hitbox. Oh, come on. Dude, this is insane. How can I not hit you? There you are. Wow, we did it. Yay. That wasn't so bad. I'm sweating like crazy, which is hilarious. Sweet XP. I think we should go spend this before we go end raiding, yeah? Thank you guys so much for all the love and support. This was for you. Also for Elytra and Ender boxes. But yeah, Ender chests? No, shulker boxes. That's what I'm trying to say. But we killed the dragon, yay! With only falling almost to our death once. Oops, wrong button. Okay. I'm gonna go back through. I think we're gonna go spend our levels and then we'll come back for some end raiding. Okay, turns out my recording was paused. I killed a couple shulkers, made the advancements coming in here. The ship is a little over the void, so I'm actually gonna make, and there's another ship. We're gonna get 2 elytras. Awesome. I'm just gonna make my way up the tower like I'm supposed to, and we'll see how it goes. Shulkers are the thing in Minecraft that has killed me the most historically, so I am a little nervous. No box? No box. Oh, I'm getting hit a lot. Okay, this is really concerning. Let's get right here. Eat up. That was not my favorite thing ever. I did not love that. I still don't love this. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Ugh. Okay, that wasn't great. I forgot to hit shift. Oh. I am totally fumbling this right now. Boy decides to... Yep. Let's make a couple shulkers. Yay! We got shulkers. I didn't bring an axe. We've made our way into the ship. Go ahead and kill this guy. Thank you. And look at what we got. Okay. My inventory is full. Elytra. Amazing. I don't want that. Ugh. Cursive binding. No, thank you. And I actually do want some gold. Go ahead and make ourselves another shulker box. There we go. And now we can put some of our loot in here. Oh, and I suppose we can't forget about the dragon head, can we? Oh. That was one of the stupider things I've done. Okay. I thought I could just pick that up in my inventory. Evidently I could not. That's fine. Ooh, thank you. That's fine. That is not my brightest moment. It's okay though. All right, we're gonna take our first flight here. Woo! Ooh, let's go to this one. Ooh, thank you, shell. Thank you, shell. All right, we got elytra number 2. Ooh, armor trim, nice. All right, and with that, I think it's time we head back. I think that's enough shulker boxes for now, because that's 3 plus 6. So that's 9. I think 9 is enough for now. I'll eventually get more, but I hate this so much. Oh, and before we go, let's not make a silly mistake again. This time we're gonna do it correctly. No way. Okay, yeah, it's time to go. I gotta say, this is such a nice feeling. Just being able to travel such great distances so fast is something that I will never be able to go without again, to be honest. This has just revolutionized the way we play the game, and I don't think I will ever get over how convenient the elytra really are. And look, this is our first view of our area from the air. I am so happy. I sucked it up and I did the thing. And now I gotta get mending and unbreaking for these bad boys. Well, I'm retiring now. Retiring from killing dragons, that is. And I'm thinking for the rest of the episode, we are going to work on an automatic honey farm that's gonna go between here and there. Oh, I turned my render distance up. I didn't realize that I'd actually be able to see the end from here. That is kind of cool. So I'm gonna clean up my inventory and I'm gonna get planning, and we're gonna make an automatic honey farm that's cute and quaint and can just go kind of along the pathway between these 2 builds. So I do need some emeralds for the mending and unbreaking books, or at least the mending book that I need for my elytra. So what I did is I got this guy out of there with a boat. He promptly had a mind of his own and somehow got outside and got the wrong trade, but I got him back in here. And every single time I refresh his trade, it's always 22 carrots for an emerald, which that's fine. As long as I can get enough for the mending book, that's all I care about. But I did want to get a carrot guy because we have a lot of carrots in here. All right, he's all traded out. We got 30 emeralds, which I believe is enough for that mending trade, which I still have that villager back in the village. Now that I've got my mending book, we are going to fly back over to the mob farm, our Baba Yaga hut, and I'm gonna get an unbreaking book as well, so we can put them on our wings. We're just gonna boop, drop down. I don't know if y'all have actually seen that. And we're here, so we're gonna hang out until we get an unbreaking book. There we go. We're all enchanted up. I'm going to get these healed up just like I did with my pickaxe, and we will start on our building project for today, which I'll explain a little later because I don't want to explain with the zombie noises in the background. Alrighty, you guys, I am back. I honestly can't even remember what I did last, but we got our beautiful shulker boxes, and this isn't even all of them. I have filled them up with materials for what I'm planning to do with our landscaping here. So, got some blocks, some redstone stuff. This is for our bee farm. And then some of this, and I am actually planning on hatching our sniffer so we can start getting torch flowers, because I do want to integrate those into the landscape. And then these ones are just kind of extra for storage. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about my plan with this area. So right now I do have my render distance turned up. That's left over from when I was end raiding, so I could see the end cities. But what that means is I actually can see both of these structures from each other, if that makes any sense. But for this area, I am going to just go into free cam here so y'all can see. This is the whole area I'm wanting to kind of do some landscaping on. It's not going to be perfect, but I want it more than vanilla. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just terraform it, make it look more natural, make it look nice, kind of cover up these holes, take out a lot of these flowers, which I'll be putting in my own custom flower patches. And I'm going to then take this path and kind of snake it along here, leading back out that way. I'm going to decorate the path a bit. And then up on this little plateau up here, I want a bee field. And what I mean by that is I want there to be little beehives or bee nests everywhere. I have several very simple designs for them. So those are going to be sprinkled around. There's going to be bees flying everywhere. Not too many because, we don't want a ton of lag. But there's going to be flower patches. And then somewhere underground, because I don't want there to be a building here, right? I want this to be very natural. Somewhere underneath in here. That's weird. But somewhere in here, I'm just going to put our bee farm underground, and I'm going to have maybe some rocks or something with a secret entrance to get down there and gather our honey. So that's the plan. We are going to do a time lapse of this. I have no idea how much detail I'm really going to go into, how long this is going to take. I'd also like to sprinkle some small trees around. But yeah, it's going to be a project. I'm excited for it. And then after we finish this, I do want to fix that little section on the roof that I don't like on our in here. So I guess that kind of wraps up my explanation. From here, let's hit that time lapse. Alrighty, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that time lapse, and hopefully it came out okay with the replay mod. We did not actually end up finishing this path. I just kind of laid out where it's going to be. This ended up taking longer than I expected, but I am very, very happy with a lot of this. I feel like something's missing. I can't quite put my finger on it, but this is what we got. I did add some little fake beehives here because I didn't want too many bees flying around. We got some real ones as well. We got plenty of little fellas here, real bees. They are making honey for us, which we can't harvest, but it does look quite nice. Very, very bee-ish, yeah. This might be one of my favorite parts that we've built. I know y'all have probably seen this before, but the glass panes with the candles on top as cattails. Very nice. That is a weird visual bug where you can kind of see through the water. I think that probably has to do with sodium. But anyways, I did want to have this little pond almost kind of like not drying out, but if it's totally full and flush with the landscape, it doesn't give any sort of, what's the word, like a height difference, I guess you could say. So that is something I did try to incorporate, even though we have a relatively flat and almost empty kind of space here, because it is, it is a field. So I didn't want to fill up every single corner with stuff. I did want to make sure to play with the little bit of height variation that we have. So I thought we needed a low spot up in here, and what are you going to find in a low spot? Some water. So this little pond I think is just quite a nice touch. Then I have this first level where the beehives are. I didn't want them to all look the same, so I did come up with several different designs. And I also thought, this scale is pretty small, which, by the way, the small scale for me is a challenge. I have a hard time with doing smaller scale things. So I'm pretty happy that I actually managed to come up with some small scale little beehives. But I thought that, you know, from far away, you don't really see them, right? So I wanted to add some bigger ones. So I added some, I guess, 2x3-ish ones. I'm very happy with these. I came up with this design on the fly. And I just wanted to have 3 of them because I don't always follow this rule. But in art, there's this rule where odd numbers typically look best between like 1 and 3. So instead of having 2 of these things, 2 would look a little odd. I had 3. I made them each a little bit different, but they are just a larger scale beehive, and there are real bees in there, with a couple little smaller ones scattered around. These trees aren't that detailed because I won't be up in here that often, and also I ran out of green glass and I was too lazy to get more, so maybe I'll do that eventually. So these ones don't have green glass. I did also make these lilac bushes. I kind of wanted to stick the lilacs in there so we have some like flowering parts, and then the azalea and the lilac color just goes pretty well together. I also added a dead bush in there just to add a little bit, you know, tie in this brown, right, that we have kind of around. Otherwise, another thing I did was use the cherry blossom leaves in the ground here and then kind of faded them outwards with the cherry blossoms themselves. So there is some color. I didn't want it to be too overwhelming. So we got some, you know, yellows, pinks, browns, and greens. And I just thought that was quite nice. Also some grays with the stones that I've laid around. Because this is an open field, I did want to add, you know, some rocks. And you'll also notice I replaced a lot of this ground with moss because of the side of the block being green. I know I could just download a texture pack or use connected textures or whatever for the grass, but I just thought changing it up with the moss and then also just having some dirt peeking out with these little granite stones I've put around looks pretty cool. It adds just some extra interest. So I quite like that. Like that right there, I am very happy with the way that looks, even though I do feel like something is missing. That looks nice. I did add some more detailed trees over here. These ones do have the glass panes, and I just wanted them on the top of this little ridge, which, by the way, this for me is quite cool. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but I do have a geology degree. So I did want to add some now I know these rocks in game aren't sedimentary, but I did want to add some sedimentary strata into it's like a little road cut, almost like a little outcrop. And I just wanted to add some different layers. I just thought it was a cool idea to add a little bit more realistic geology into Minecraft. I think it turned out pretty cool. The shulker boxes made this so much easier. Another thing I liked to add around is the buttons. They're like little rocks just kind of sitting there. I did not finish out this way. Now we got some rain. But yeah, I didn't finish this. Kind of want to see what I do with the landscaping around the house before I kind of connect them together. I did add some drip leaves as well, but I did quite like those. Some large ferns, some more of these lilac things. And overall, these are supposed to be kind of like little holes. That's kind of funny. It's supposed to be like little holes in the hive. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with this. Now, what is the purpose of all of this? Besides to look nice. Well, this is just supposed to look nice, you know. But underneath here, and I think if I can find the place I picked out. Here it is. A place where we can dig down and have an automatic honey farm underneath. I will build that on camera with you guys. But I didn't want to have a building up here because I wanted this to be very wilderness nature to separate my house and the town. So that's the extent of the building I want. Obviously, I can't fit an automatic honey farm inside a 2x3 space. So we're going to do it underground. And this is just going to be we're going to pretend this is where the honey comes from. So we'll go ahead and do that. But first, I am going to just do a quick aerial view. I've also thought about having a little bit of a stream kind of come down in here somewhere. I did think about making it in here. It starts up like where this is and goes down, but I thought that too evenly distributed the features of this landscape. I don't want uniform features, if that makes sense. So I don't want there to be, okay, here's a feature here, here's a feature here, here's a feature here, here's a feature here, here's a feature here. If you have it spread out a little bit and you allow yourself to have some open spaces, it ends up looking a lot more natural. So yeah, to a certain degree, I feel like I actually haven't achieved that as well as I would like. I can't put my finger on what I don't like about this. I'm overall happy with it. I don't think I ruined the landscape. I think I made it very much so better. But there is something missing, something that I need to add. So we will eventually figure that out. If you have any ideas in the comments, please let me know, and I will definitely take them into consideration because you know what? You're probably right. We're going to wait out this rain, and we are going to get to work on the automatic honey farm. I don't remember the name of the person I'm stealing the design from, or using their design because it's a tutorial, but I will be linking that in the description of this video so that if y'all would like to build it in your world, you can too. It's honestly very easy to build. I built it in a creative world, and it's very customizable. It's a great design. Alrighty, so this is the spot we are going to be putting the bee farm. I just have a little hidden trapdoor in the ground right there, and we're going to go down enough blocks where I know we won't be peeking through the surface. So we're going to break the Minecraft rule, and we're going to dig straight down. I can go 6 more blocks. And there we go. We have our little hole in the ground. So I don't want to build it this way. I want to build it up underneath the hill. And since the hill is that way, I'm just going to dig on both sides around the ladder right here. Okay, hopefully my voice does not sound too weird here. I am doing my first voiceover ever in my editing software, so not all my OBS settings are applied to the mic, I don't think. So yeah, this is a first for me, so bear with me here. We are going to start by putting our chest down, and then we are going to connect a row of hoppers to that, and that is going to be how many beehives we use. After that, we are going to put down 3 rows of trash blocks, which for me, in this instance, I'm going to be using polished tuff because it's just quite nice. From here, we're going to build 1 row up on the first row. And we are going to take redstone comparators and face them away from that block we just put up. Looks like I need to hollow out the ceiling. All right, ceiling is hollowed out. Now let's place those comparators. Again, those are going to be facing away from that higher row of trash blocks. 1 by each of the hoppers, just like so. Then a row of redstone. And then we're going to be using slabs. So they're going to be 1 up, and this is just so we can snake that redstone up another level. So then we're going to have another row of redstone. Then leaving 1 space in total, so right above the comparators, we are going to have 1 row of tuff blocks and then a row of slabs. So that, again, we can sneak those redstone dusts up. And we are going to do 3 rows of redstone dust here. So just put them on every single block. From here, we are going to be using dispensers, and they're going to be facing downwards. That empty space is where our beehives are going to be going. And then we're going to want to place a row of grass or flowering azalea leaves, whichever of your choice. I did grass and flowers because I had lots left over from landscaping. And you know what? Those azure bluettes, or however you pronounce that, those are quite nice. So I put those there as well. And with the power of editing, I'm back, and I will probably have to do a voiceover on that other part because my mic was muted. But yeah, anyways, I got 3 bee nests. I already had 2. We're going to build an enclosure for these guys, and then we're going to see how many bees we actually have, and we'll breed them up until we have 15 of them. So we have the maximum amount of bees required. So I'm going to just cover this in glass, and these shulker boxes actually should not be here. This also should not be here because I need to actually access this chest, which is looking slightly problematic, isn't it? We'll just use an extra hopper and move the chest back 1. All right, there we go. Okay. No longer problematic placement, yeah? Put that over the chest. It doesn't have to look super pretty down here, just somewhat functional. Now, what is left is to put in the bee nests, and I am going to make us a little bit of an, well, that's nice that I checked because they definitely would have been able to get out. We're going to put a little door right here so that we can get into our bees. We're going to stick the door just like so. So we can actually get in here and breed up the bees. And it's time to put our bee nests out. So let's see how many of these guys we actually have. You know what? Actually, before I do that, we're going to get iron, and we are going to make 45 pairs of shears. There's going to be quite a bit of iron. Alrighty, I am so disorganized. The shulker boxes make it slightly better, but not perfect. Yeah, so I'm not going to fill these up with anything crazy. I just want to have enough to last us for a while. Alrighty, each of those is now filled up with shears. Let's see how many we have. I did put an extra pair in the end, so these ones have 5. These 3 in the middle have 4 pairs. That'll last for now until I get my iron farm up and running. But now it's time for the exciting part. And we are gonna stick the bees in their new home. So let's see how many we actually got in here. Let's see. Well, it's working, so that's nice. Okay, we got bees. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like we have at least 6. I am going to breed them up a couple times. I'm kind of nervous about going into this door. Okay. Okay. Yeah, y'all stay inside. Thank you. That's probably enough bees for our farm. So far, we have 9 from when I set them down. This should just passively produce honey as I work around in the area and as these chunks are loaded. Again, super simple farm. Honestly, the worst part of this farm was spending 44 iron on the shears, which they'll last for quite a while. I am happy now that we can properly preserve our copper. Waxing copper should no longer be an issue. So we have the actual farm, and then you know what? We're gonna use cheaty cam. And then the beautiful bee biome above it. Actually, I'm curious like what this looks like underneath. It's nicely tucked. Oh, and that's that spawner I found. We could probably use that actually. If I wanted AFK here. I've thought about making a drowned farm for copper. This could be like a copper farm, like with the bees for the waxing and with the drowned. But I don't know how much space that needs because this is super close to the surface. So I'd want to make it underneath. We'll keep that in our back pocket for later. Well, we only got one more thing I want to do in this episode. I know it's kind of taking a while to get out. And that last thing I want to do, we'll go into cheaty cam again, is actually fix this roof right here. I'm not very happy with how this looks. It's too much. I don't want to see the carrot, the chimney, and the moon. So I'm just going to raise this roof. So from the front, we'll only see the carrot. And then if we want to see the chimney and the moon, we can head over here to the side. I do like this, but it's not worth how it looks from the front. It just looks too messy. I don't know. So I'm going to raise this up. It's not going to be quite as high as this one, I don't think. It might be like halfway, but just enough to where from a distance, it covers up that chimney. So we'll get working on that. Alrighty, so we finished up that roof, and I do think, let's actually use our last stack of rockets here. I think that looks much better. It doesn't look as busy. The carrot stands out more, and you know, now that I'm looking at it, it could probably stand to be moved over by 1 block. But who knows? Who knows? I have weird feelings about this building. I mixed feelings, I guess I should say. When I was designing it, I was having some sort of creativity block because I just, for the life of me, was having a really difficult time. So I think maybe I'm just being really harsh on myself. I probably am because I tend to do that. But in my eyes, this building kind of turned out somewhat generic. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for some more interesting concepts when I build more buildings in here. And I also want to go bigger scale with some stuff. I'm kind of realizing that I'm getting to that point in the game, or I am at that point in the game, where I have shulker boxes, I have elytra, I can go larger scale now. So this still feels kind of startery to me, in a way. I don't know how to feel about it in total, but I think once I blend this landscaping into this and it has more buildings around it, it will look nicer. This isn't supposed to stand on its own. And I think that's what's bothering me. But yeah, no, the main thing that was bothering me was the roof. This being too short. I liked how short it was, but with all the decorations on there, I'm going to prioritize this carrot because I came up with that on a whim and I'm somehow proud of it. So I'm keeping it. Sometimes those little things you come up with just end up being the best. And then we also have this over here. I think that frames the moon pretty nicely. You got like some, warmer, more pinkish orange colors, and the teal. Nice complementary color scheme going on there. Somewhat. I mean, it's not perfect, but yeah. And then out of sheer laziness, I decided to do something weird with this side of the roof, and that is to not follow it with the trim. I don't know. I don't think it looks terrible. It doesn't look great. But if I decide I want to change it, it's a really easy fix. And I'll probably do it off camera and just, it'll be fine. But I just thought that looked a little bit interesting, having that line going up and that one kind of going that way. So yeah, no, that's where we're at with this building and where we're at with this landscape. Let's see how much honey that produced during the 30 minutes I spent on that. Let's see how our little bee fellas are doing. Oh yeah. We had 9 before, so a stack plus 50. That's in 30 minutes. This thing might be too efficient. I mean, no such thing, but I'm pretty happy with that. And you know what? You know what would look nicer? Not that I really care about how nice this looks, but that just looks a little bit more continuous, I suppose. But anyways, guys, that is going to do it for this episode. I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope the replay mod stuff came out cool. We will see during editing. That is a job for future Augie. Yes. I really did enjoy relaxing and building this landscape, and I do want to do a lot more of this, even on a larger scale. This felt very detail-oriented. I was trying to zoom out, and I don't know why I thought I could do that. Yeah, this felt like a lot of little details, right? We can go into cheat cam here. Lots of little details, but I really do like this pond. I like the pond. The pond came out pretty nice. But I think when we expand this, it's going to look nicer because this is just a relatively small area. Now, what I'm planning for future episodes, I am realizing that I do still want to go bigger scale, but there are some things we need to do to make that more of a possibility. First of all, we might need a better XP farm. So I'm thinking the end. We're going to need a creeper farm and combine that with a sugarcane farm for fireworks for the elytra, because this is my last bit of them just from creepers I've killed, just existing. And then also an iron farm. Those are things that we're probably going to need to set up, and we can implement those into a larger build. That'll be exciting. What I'm wanting to do as far as larger builds are concerned, landscaping for one, so that the build is truly built into the landscape and not just plop down on Minecraft land like something like this. And I'm wondering about sticking that kind of back behind here as a backdrop. Now, my one problem is jungle, right? I don't like the jungle grass color. I find it way too saturated. So I would definitely go with moss and probably like either wool or concrete powder or something. I'm not sure if concrete powder becomes concrete in the rain. I'd have to look that up. I've never really used concrete powder before, actually. Or make it, more stone based, like a mountain or something. And I don't know if I mentioned this in a video before. I recently have been playing a lot of Elden Ring. I love that game. I was so hyped for it to come out, and it lived up to the expectations, and it's amazing. So if you haven't played it, give it a shot. It's amazing. Not the most relaxing. So if relaxing games like Minecraft are your thing, you might not like it that much. But the environments and the storytelling and everything in that game are just so beautiful. I could gush about it all day. So even if you don't want to play it, I'd recommend looking up just, the vistas or the lore or something like that. And it's very inspiring for building. Dark Souls as well. So I think something large and in that kind of dark fantasy style would be so cool to put as a backdrop somewhere. I'm also recording this the day after BOO, which if you don't know, he's awesome. You should check him out. He's been around for forever. I've been watching his content since 2013, I think. And awesome dude. Very, very, very talented builder. I'd be surprised if you didn't know him. But he's like my favorite guy to watch. He released an episode yesterday of his Building with BOO series where he built this giant... It's a giant circular building, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. And that really, really, really inspired me to up my game a little bit, not gonna lie. I am proud of the things I've built in this world, but they're not on the scale that I'm wanting. So we are going to start planning something larger scale. And to do so, we are going to need to, we're going to need to put some more infrastructure in so that I can actually build those things. right? Because, yeah. And I'm also going to download, I think Axiom it's called. It is a mod that it's a building mod, and I'm going to use that in creative to try to come up with some cool designs. Of course, I will build everything by hand because that's how we do it around here. But yeah, I am very excited for the future. I'm thinking we're going to go large scale dark fantasy. This town, I think I'm going to have, I'm going to have my village stuff in it. So my iron farm as well, which we'll just see. I'm thinking of maybe building big farms, covering it up with the big old building. I'm not sure. It depends on if I really want to do a fancy interior or not, or if I can do an interior that surrounds the farm, which would be an interesting challenge for sure. Anyways, guys, I'm done rambling. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for 2,000 subscribers as well. That's pretty fast. I don't even know what to say. So thank you so much for all of y'all's support and for watching this video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.